What's up, everyone? Tiger Stacker here. This is a follow-up to the video I've just released regarding me selling silver to pay my taxes. When I released the video, I was not expecting the huge amount of views that I got. I thought that it would be boring for a lot of people seeing facts and figures. But I have promised to you, to my little tiger, who's too young to understand, that I was going to leave clues on how to protect yourself and your family. That is one of my primary missions. The video was not set up for bragging, nor was it set up to say anything about avoiding taxes. I got approximately 6 very negative comments, which I did not expect. I did not delete these people, but I did delete the comments, for which some of my friends in the YouTube community told me I should have left the comments alone. But the comments I thought were rude and accusatory. So I decided to make this video. I'm new to YouTube. I've only been doing this about 2 months, and I'm still learning. So if deleting your comments, which I find not very nice, was offensive, I apologize, but maybe you need to also think about how you word things. So let me explain. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. And I've never avoided paying my taxes. I've always paid my taxes. When I owned my own business many years ago, I ended up closing it because I got divorced and I wanted to live closer to my son. What I didn't know about at that time was my last office manager did not pay my quarterly taxes for the last quarter of the business being open. I found out about that approximately 2 years later when I was trying to buy gasoline and none of my cards worked, to which I called the bank, who had me call the IRS, and they explained everything to me. My jaw hit the floor. I've never had a problem with the taxes ever before, and certainly not since. I made arrangements on the phone to pay those taxes and the penalties and late fees and everything else accompanied with it. I did not go after the office manager who put me at unnecessary risk with the federal government. Instead, I took the responsibility on my own since it was my business. It took me 3 years to pay those taxes and all the penalties, including but not limited to, every year I got a federal tax return which they did not keep because it was paid to me directly through my Social Security number. But as soon as it hit the bank, a check went right out to them for the same dollar amount under the federal tax ID number for the old business. It took me about 3 years to pay it, and I was happy to pay it. Likewise, with the situation I explained recently in the video, I pay my taxes. I follow the rules that my accountant tells me because I am not an accountant. When I was in medical school, they gave us statistics on our second day there about the number of doctors that would have divorces, problems with the government, taxes, addictions, and all sorts of unhappy events. The message I took home that day, and I have lived by ever since, is do not do your own taxes. Always have a CPA who co-signs your tax forms so that the IRS knows that you are trying to do the right thing. I've never had problems from that decision on, and I do not think my accountant did me wrong with notifying me. That accountant firm is very busy, and I am certainly not their only client. And they've been good to me and my wife for well over a decade. So I am not willing to put the blame, point the finger, or say anything nasty about my accountants. I am grateful that they notified me before the deadline was up. So no, I'm not avoiding my taxes. I pay on a 1099 instead of a W-2. W-2 employees have their taxes removed every paycheck. 1099 has to hold their money back to pay for their taxes. And sometimes tax rules change, which is not a fault of an accountant or the taxpayer. Not so long ago, I got a check back from the federal government for a significant amount of money, and instead of cashing it right away, I called my accountant because I thought the federal government made a huge mistake, and I didn't want trouble with them. To which my accountant giggled and told me, no, that money is mine, because I had closed a business that was failing, because that business had expenses that I paid out of pocket and wasn't generating the revenue that I was hoping for. I closed it. The business had a loss and subsequently put me into a lower tax bracket, which I did not think about or expect. Moving forward to the last video, I cannot anticipate when the rules for tax laws happen. That's why I have an accountant who protects me and makes sure that we pay our taxes appropriately. So I would appreciate all the negative Nellies out there to stop making comments about not paying taxes, accountants who aren't doing their job. I'm a law-abiding citizen who pays his taxes, and you can take the negative comments and keep them to yourselves, please. I'm here for all of you, as well as my family. Thank you for your time. I wish you all well, and may God bless every one of you. Tiger Stacker out. Here. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and feel free to ask any questions. I am happy to share my experiences with you, as we should all support each other as we prepare for the future. In addition, I would like to recommend my wife's YouTube channel, Dog World and You. She, like me, believes in keeping our family safe, especially in times of crisis. She trains and breeds dogs that can serve as companions for the family, and if you wish, can give you other options for safety, such as alarm dogs only and protection dogs, as well as dogs for different types of services. I would greatly appreciate your subscription as we all work towards a common goal. Tiger Stacker out.